Here is the birdcage in question from Nikki Haley. After a day of campaigning, this is the message waiting for me outside my hotel room. And then she posted the birdcage from Trump campaign. When Donald Trump called Nikki Haley a birdbrain, I said, "Hey, Donald Trump, that's not funny." And then I thought, actually, it is kind of funny, and she kind of is a birdbrain. Let me explain. Reportedly, Trump staffers sent Nikki Haley an actual birdcage, which added a physical, concrete dimension to this new pejorative for Nikki Haley. Merriam-Webster defines birdbrain simply as a stupid person, and it gives synonyms such as nitwit and scatterbrain. So birdbrain is a stupid person. But to me, in my mind, it also implies a particular type of stupid person. In other words, I am finding connotative meanings for birdbrain that are not necessarily in the dictionary. So for me, a birdbrain is someone who is tragically unaware of their own limited intelligence, and they tend to go on and on in their discourse without any kind of check on their own limitations. Kind of like a bird walks around chirping and moving its head stupidly.
Yes, Israel should move in. They should do what they need. They are a strong military. They're a fighting force, and they're determined.
Likewise, a birdbrain carries forth. I don't want to say that Nikki Haley is stupid. I don't think she's stupid compared to like your average American. She's probably a little bit above average. However, she is in a little bit over her heels in terms of being a credible candidate for president. Now, another kind of angle on this is birdbrain, does this have a gendered element? Because I was thinking, as I was doing a little bit of research on this, I was thinking it might be like a microaggression, one of these trigger words that is thought to be sexist. However, I couldn't find any evidence in the dictionary that there was this perception about the word. In fact, the example sentence from Merriam-Webster is, quote, "Her brother's a real birdbrain." And to me, it seems like Merriam-Webster is going out of their way to use this word and apply it to a male as opposed to a female. Like they're kind of aware of the possibility of that charge because, trust me, Merriam-Webster is at a very high level of political correctness. And I've noted that in many of my other articles and pieces and vlogs and whatnot. So I think that certain insults and certain pejoratives are kind of gendered, like some are meant for women and some are meant for men mostly. So I think I'm not excoriating the use of birdbrain as sexist. I'm just being honest, like some insults are for men and some are for women respectively. And to give you an example of this, think of the word jerk. When you think of a jerk, like you think of a man. Come on. Because men tend to be kind of more openly hostile and they tend to kind of openly disrespect people for no reason. And that's why jerk kind of applies to men a little bit more. And likewise, birdbrain, frankly, applies to women a little bit more.
And this is the time to call out Iran. Don't ever forget there would not be a Hamas without Iran. There would not be a Hezbollah without Iran. There would not be the Houthis without Iran. And so we need to make sure that Iran is very aware that we're going to have Israel's back regardless of how many hostages they release. We're going to have Israel's back regardless of how many rockets they try and send over.
Also, when you think of a bird, like that's sometimes a bird is a slang for a woman, not really used too much anymore, but especially I think in England. Here is the birdcage in question from Nikki Haley. After a day of campaigning, this is the message waiting for me outside my hotel room. And then she posted the birdcage from Trump campaign. I don't know if Nikki Haley posted that. You would almost say she's having a sense of humor about it, but then if you look at the hashtag, she said, "Pretty pathetic, try again." And hashtag, "You just made my case for me." I don't see how he made her case for her. That doesn't really make sense. So Nikki Haley had an opportunity to be in on the joke, but she's obviously very triggered by it, and that makes it, I guess, more funny, and the joke is on her. Mark Caputo, some folks are saying this was a hoax and a false flag, or that Trump's camp didn't leave this. It was the Trump camp, he says. At 1:30, the Trump camp texted me the birdcage and feed photo in front of Haley's Des Moines hotel door. After I woke up, we posted a story about it. And here's another photo of the birdcage in front of Nikki Haley's hotel room. So again, I think it's funny. I think that Nikki Haley is a bird brain. No offense to her, but I just find the fact that she just kind of repeats her talking points and she always says the same thing and nothing she says is original. I'm afraid that she is kind of a bird brain, with all due respect. But if you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. My name is Michael McCara. Thank you for watching my video. Most importantly, like and subscribe to my channel.